One. So now let us move on to the next poem by John Donne. The title is The Flea. Right. It is not a love poem. It is what we say a seduction poem. That's one thing you should keep in mind. The other is, as usual, it is marked by wit, paradox, and an interplay of theology and passions. So it is an interesting poem, but it is rather funny, and just see here how such a trivial thing as the flea. Flea is standing for a small insect. It could be a fly or any blood-sucking insect, in our context, mosquito. So the poem is all about just about this ordinary incident in everyday life that the poet of the lover observed an insect sucking blood from the beloved's body. That triggers the chain of thought, and to him it appears that the same insect which had sucked his blood as well. So now their blood are, the two of them are now united. So using this as an argument, he woos the beloved. So this is something very ingenious, something out of the ordinary, out of the box, that an ordinary incident is used as an argument, and he builds it up in a very metaphysical sense, using imagery and terminology and arguments from theology. So this intermixing of various elements, that's something amazing, and as I said, in the typical metaphysical fashion. So now, may I draw your attention to the text? Look at the opening lines. Once again, highly dramatic. Mark, and mark is repeated twice. Mark this flea, and mark in this what is inside that, the commingled blood of the beloved and the lover. So how little that which thou deniest me is. What you deny me otherwise, this physical or sexual union, according to the poet, that sexual congress has already been accomplished, because their blood is already commingled in the body of the flea. And he explains, it sucked me first and now sucks thee, sucks you, and in this flea our two bloods mingled be. The key word here is mingling, this sexual intercourse or this sexual union. Thou knowest this cannot be said a sin, nor shame, nor loss of maidenhead. This is what you say, argument for the sake of argument. For him, just as the commingling of the blood using through the agency of the fly is neither a sin, nor a matter of shame, nor the loss of virginity, so is the physical union. If the physical union between two of them takes place, that will not be a sin or a matter of shame. Yet this enjoys before it woos. So now look at the envy. The poet is envious of the insect, that flea, that it has got what it wanted, which the poet could not get, and pampered swells with one blood made of two. The idea of pregnancy is very much there, not just the physical sexual union leading to this swelling, pampering, and this is a physical fact as well. As an insect sucks blood, its body swells, but that brings to his mind the idea of pregnancy and conception, and this, alas, is more than we would do. So you see all the time the juxtaposition between this trivial thing and the serious thing is already there. Now look at that. The second stanza, and now he moves on to another level of argument or reflection. Oh, stay, addressing the fly, three lives in one flea sphere. The use of the word three is highly significant. It immediately brings to mind the idea of Trinity. So, at one level, that's what I was telling you. At one level, theology, and at another, just an outpouring or overflow of passions. Three lives in one flea sphere, where we almost nay more than married are. Even without this solemnization or formalization of marriage, they are already united. This flea is you and I, and this our marriage bed and marriage temple is. The significant word is temple. Marriage is as such something sacrosanct, and hence the marriage temple. Now he is extending the argument that they are physically united. No, they are rather married, and this bed is their marriage temple. Though parents grudge and you, we are wed. The important thing is the union has been accomplished, the physical union, and he is very much aware of the social criticism, the disapproval of parents, and even the disapproval of the beloved, but he hardly cares. It is a fait accompli. And plastered in these living walls of jet. Another highly significant word, purely theological, is cloistered. Cloistered is used for religious seclusion, devotion, total devotion to God in a cloister. That's what monks do. And here they are cloistered in the body of that fly, devoted to each other, two-ness in one, they are united. So in the living walls of jet, jet is that black fly, and that's nothing short of a miracle, that within a living body there is a body within a body, just as there is microcosm and macrocosm. Though use make you apt to kill. It is quite likely that she is may be irritated, she might be angry at this sacrilege, she might kill the flea. Let not that self-murder added be, and sacrilege three sins in killing three. That's a very important point which the poet makes. Please pay attention to it, read it twice or thrice. First the word three, and what he's saying, that if you kill that fly, it amounts to committing three crimes. The first one is suicide. Your blood inside the fly, so if you kill it, you will commit suicide. Next is murder. My blood inside that fly, so if you kill that, you are murdering me. And the third one is, because that fly is something sacred that signifies marriage, so you would be committing sacrilege. So you see that what are the three sins? The three sins are suicide, murder, and this sacrilege. Sacrilege in terms of this violating the sanctity of that marriage temple. And once again, the emphasis on three is to underscore the idea of Trinity. So now look here. Once again, I draw your attention to the this stanza. Look at the theological terminology: temple, cloistered, then self-murder, sacrilege, sins, and the very word three in the sense of Trinity. So look at this Donne's ingenuity, how this very trivial, insignificant thing, that the blood of the two inside its body, leads him to this conclusion. And the final stanza, addressed once again to the beloved, and the argument continues: cruel and sudden hast thou since purpled thy nail. Purpled thy nail immediately brings to your mind Lady Macbeth, Shakespeare's play, at the blood of innocence. Exasperated, the beloved kills the fly, and that infuriates the lover. And he says, "What you have done suddenly, all of a sudden, that is something highly cruel, and you have purpled your nail in the blood of innocence." Innocence again has religious significance, or the idea of sacrilege. Wherein could this flea guilty be, except in that drop which it sucked me from this? The fly was innocent, had not committed any crime, it had just sucked one drop of blood, but you are in such a rage that you killed it, yet thou triumphest and sayest that thou findest now thyself nor me the weaker now. However, the beloved, she thinks that she is victorious, she has destroyed the evidence or proof of their union. It's true. Yes, physically the fly is no more. There is no longer any evidence of their union. Then learn, but now he takes another twist and he says, then learn, realize how false fears be. All your apprehension about physical union, they are baseless. They are as insignificant as killing, killing that fly. Yes, so much honor when thou yieldest to me, when you submit to me, or when you embrace me. No honor is involved here. Nothing will be wasted, will waste, as this flea's death took life from thee. Just as this killing of the fly is makes hardly any difference, so is our physical relationship not going to make any difference. And of course, as I told you at the beginning, it is a seduction poem, all the time egging on her to join, not to worry about social constraints. So now, while summing up, I will draw once again your attention to this, the equation between the lovers and the religious experience. Cloistered, one of the key words is cloistered. Lover's seclusion, so is the religious seclusion. Both of these are marked by devotion, purity of intention, sincerity of purpose, and a desire, not just a desire, a quest for attaining something. So, this is a very striking part of this second stanza or of the poem. That's the building up the similarity or equation between love and religious experience. And you see, the note of drama is also very prominent. The fly entering their life, then doing something dramatic, and then leading to its killing. That again something action packed, full of drama. But at the end of the day, as I said, it is a witty poem with the this theme of seduction, winning over the beloved's heart and mind through argument. So it is a metaphysical. It is a truly representative metaphysical poem in the sense that it takes the argument to new heights and employing paradox and abundant wit. So, wish you the best. Please go through the text.